Welcome to the Better Off Bonus Call of the Week, and this is your chance to pick our brains. I say ours because Mark's back there. He whispers into my ear every now and again, and I like to give him some shout-outs also. He is not a certified financial planner, but he is studying for it. He is in process. So he's got 4 of the modules down. Are there 5 or 6 these days? There's 7 modules now? I think I only did 6. Anyway, I am a CFP. I'm the senior CFP board ambassador, as a matter of fact. And that's why I get to answer your questions. So 2 chances every week. We have today our Better Off bonus call of the week, but we also have our listener question of the week, which follows our longer form interview on Thursday. So give us a holler if you've got a question. Ask Jill at betteroffpodcast.com. So today we've got Steve. He's on the line from Georgia. Hello, Steve. Welcome to Better Off. What can I do for you?
I have a question. My son recently has got involved in the Bitcoin, Litecoin, cryptocurrency market.
Yeah.
He got into it a while back, and you know, he's saying, "Wow, I've already made this amount of money in a real short time." They seem to be continually going up. I just wanted to know what your opinion was on investing in those type of coins or investments.
So, you know, I look at Bitcoin as something that's kind of fascinating because obviously there's this bonanza that's going on, right? We get it. This thing has gone from, 1,000 to 18,000 in 2 minutes, it feels like. So I just want to go back and for 1 minute for everyone listening, give you a quick analysis of not just as an investment, but like what this thing is, this thing called Bitcoin. So you know this. So bear with me, Steve. I'm using you this is a teachable moment, okay? So Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer digital currency. It's almost like buying a gift card online, an electronic gift card. And it's out there and you've got it and you can use it with certain vendors and services. It was launched back in 2008. Back then, it was generated, you could get Bitcoin simply by solving a computer program. In other words, you're a user, you've got a fast computer, and you mine a Bitcoin by solving this mathematical problem. And so you solve it, and yay, you get Bitcoin in exchange. In the beginning, it was basically people with computers could download, run the software, and get it. But today's a little bit harder. It requires very powerful computers. There's a lot of competition for it. The other way you can get Bitcoin is simply by getting paid in Bitcoin, maybe for goods or services, or as your son probably did, by purchasing Bitcoin through an exchange or exchanging them with someone directly. And right now, you're going to be able to trade Bitcoin futures because that market has started up. Okay, here's the thing about Bitcoin that you have to understand that gets into the investment part. There's no oversight of Bitcoin. It's completely independent. So there's no central bank, there's no government, there's no nothing, right? It was really a way that people could say at a time, especially 2008, where we really distrust the financial world, isn't there a way that we can all kind of do this together? Yes, we link all the computers up and then you get this electronic currency. That's great. The problem is that, of course, there's no regulation. It's prone to fraudulent schemes and you're not protected. So now to your question. So what I would say to you, Steve, is that, investing in Bitcoin is totally a roll of the dice. And if you're the type of person, if you like to gamble or you can really take extreme price fluctuations, or you could lose whatever you invest. If you said to me, hey, I got $5,000, like if I lost it tomorrow, it wouldn't impact my life, then fine, you can go for it. The problem is that a lot of people are jumping on this bandwagon, and I'm worried that they don't realize that, number one, the ride is going to be crazy and volatile, but number two, that something bad could happen. So you tell me, how would you feel about allocating some amount of money that you could just lose? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, and what I was looking at is the Bitcoin itself. 7 years ago, I believe, was $13.
Yep.
Now it's been over 19,000.
Yeah, I mean it was 13 cents even 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So think of it that way.
I'm not talking about a huge amount of money, but I'm talking about if a person would have just invested, $100 they would have a couple 100,000 or so from that.
Yeah, but you didn't do
$100.
that. So let's go back. We didn't do that, right? It's like saying if I bought Apple at the very beginning. It's like anything. We look back and we cherry pick the bottom and we say if we had bought it then it would be worth this now. But today is different. Like you said, we're now in the high teens, right?
That's not what I'm really thinking about the Bitcoin. The Litecoin, is 319 or whatever, and then you've got Ripple that is,
yep,
that is 77 cents. Now, some of those other cryptic whatever coins, they're at the bottom, and that's what I'm talking about more than the Bitcoin.
Understood,
itself.
But I mean, obviously, you're not the first person to come up with the idea of let me invest in the alternative. All I'm suggesting to you is, if you decide that you want to do this, allocate the amount of money that you are willing to lose. That's it. And if you think that that's a good idea, then go do it. It's not a problem. Like I'm not casting judgment on it. I'm just telling you, you've got to be prepared to say, this is the amount of money I lose. I walk into a casino, I bring $1,000. I get some free drinks. If the $1,000 is gone by the end of the night, it was a fun night. That was great. But it's not going to change my life. If you decide I'm going to take $1,000, $5,000 and buy Litecoin or buy one of the competitors to Bitcoin, fine, no problem. Just promise me that you say to yourself, if I lost this tomorrow, my life would be fine. And if the answer is yes, then go do it.
Okay.
All right. Good luck. Thanks.
Sounds fair. Appreciate it.
Take care. Hey, by the way, I just would like to say one thing about Bitcoin and really about all these digital currencies, these peer-to-peer currencies. The actual backbone of the digital currency movement is really fascinating because the technology that powers these digital currencies is something that's called blockchain. And that's what actually I am incredibly interested in. Blockchain allows a network of computers to agree at regular intervals on the true state of different types of shared data. What does that mean? It means that, for example, like there's a bunch of banks that are connected via the blockchain. They can reconcile trades, books, transactions. Think of it almost like this. That's why they call it a distributed ledger. Like it's an old accounting term. It's a ledger. The computers are all syncing up minute by minute. And they are basically allowing big companies to share a single set of books. And that is why there are a lot of big companies that are investing in blockchain, from financial services, okay, but also IBM is making a huge investment into blockchain. Anything where you have to track a lot of stuff globally, where the transactions are held together with technology, the blockchain, what it does is it actually can get rid of the middleman. And that is something that could be transformative to lots of these industries. So whether or not you should jump on the Bitcoin bandwagon, I don't know. But what I do know is that the technology behind it, it's for real. Okay, that's a wrap of our Better Off bonus question of the week. If you've got a question, it's simple. Send us an email at askjill@betteroffpodcast.com. We'll arrange to get you on. And don't forget, in just a couple of days, there's a brand new episode of the Better Off Podcast sponsored by Betterment. Talk to you then.